Hello everyone. Today, I am going to present one of the problem-solving strategies in mathematics, logical reasoning. What is logical reasoning? This strategy is really used for all problem solving. In many ways, students use this strategy category as a catch-all because these strategies are not usually used on their own, but in combination with other strategies. In addition, it also touches on the strategy of elimination, which is commonly used by people in everyday life. In problem-solving contexts, students must list and eliminate possible solutions based upon information presented in the problem. Before we start, let's have this example. I have 3 in ones place. I am greater than 20 but less than 29. What number am I? Since I am greater than 20 and less than 29, my first digit must be 2. And since 3 is in my ones place, I must be 23. Therefore, the answer is 23. Let's have another example. The farmer feeds all of his animals in the same order each afternoon. Use the clues below to determine his daily order. So, in determining the feeding order, you may start with the information that will be given. The chickens were fed before the pigs, but after the cows. The goats were fed right after the cows. The horses were fed after the pigs. So, the family daily order in feeding the animals starts from the cows to the goats, then chickens, after are pigs, and lastly, the horses. Let's try another example. Alexi, Lila, Sarah, and Josh measure their heights. They are 49 inches, 51 inches, 54 inches, and 38 inches tall. Alexi is the tallest. Josh is 49 inches tall. Sarah is taller than Josh. Lily is the shortest. So, using this data given, what are their heights? Alex is the tallest, therefore, she is 54 inches tall. Josh is 49 inches. Sarah is taller than Josh, therefore, she is 51 inches tall. Lily is the shortest, which is 38 inches tall. Therefore, these are their heights. Now, what is logical reasoning? Logical reasoning is the process of using a rational and systematic series of steps to come to a conclusion for a given statement. The situations that ask for logical reasoning require structure, a relationship between given facts and chains of reasoning that are sensible. Because you have to study a problem objectively with logical reasoning, analyzing is an important factor within the process. Logical reasoning starts with a proposition or a statement. This statement can be both true or false. Why is logical reasoning important? Hmm. Logical reasoning, in combination with other cognitive skills, is an important skill you use during all kinds of daily situations. It helps you make important decisions, discern the truth, solve problems, come up with new ideas, and set achievable goals. Logical reasoning is also an important aspect of measuring intelligence during an IQ test. Logical reasoning can be divided into three: inductive, deductive, and abductive. We have the inductive reasoning. It is the process of arriving at a conclusion based on a set of observations. Sabi nga nila, specific observations lead to a general rule. Some evidence for the truth gives or supports the conclusion for inductive reasoning. We have here an example. So the given are 3 times negative 4 equals negative 12. 2 times negative 4 equals negative 8. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. 0 times negative 4 equals 0. Negative 1 times negative 4 equals 4. Negative 2 times negative 4 equals 8. Negative 3 times negative 4 equals 12. Ano ang na-observe natin sa given? Diba? We can say na yung first factor binigay 3, 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3. Nagdi-decrease by 1 multiplied by negative 4. Yung product niya, nag-i-increase naman by 4. We have negative 12, negative 8, negative 4, 0, 4, 8, 12. By inductive reasoning, the specific papunta doon sa general rule. So therefore, with this given, nakakonclude tayo na every time the factor on the left is decreased by 1, the answer is increased by 4. We now have deductive reasoning. It is a process by which a person makes conclusions based on previously known facts. Factual statements are used to come to a logical conclusion. Deductive reasoning starts with a general statement and will end with a specific conclusion. Kung ang inductive reasoning mula specific observations, it will lead to general statement. Deductive reasoning is the opposite. It starts with a general statement and will end with a specific conclusion. We have here another example. All numbers ending in 0 and 5 are divisible by 5. This is the general rule. For specific observations, we have the number 35 ends with a 5, so it must be divisible by 5. So are 20, 55, and 100. Lastly, we have abductive reasoning. It is where the major premise is evident, but the minor premise or premises is or are probable. It is the type of logical reasoning that you use when you form a conclusion with a little information that is known. Here is an example for abductive reasoning. Is this glass of water half empty or half full? We have here food in the table. Did someone forget to eat the food, or is it prepared for you? 48 is given. Does it mean 1 times 48 or 2 times 24? It could also be 3 times 16 or 4 times 12, or maybe 20 plus 28 or 75 minus 27. You use abductive reasoning when you form a conclusion with the little information that is known. How does logical reasoning relate to problem solving? The different types of logical reasoning help us form conclusions based on the current situation and known facts. This very closely correlates to problem solving, as finding the most probable solution to resolve a problem is a similar conclusion. Logical thinking and thereby problem solving goes through the following 5 steps to draw a conclusion and or find a solution. So what are these 5 steps? We have here the following. First, we have to collect information about the problem. In a given math problem, ano-ano ba ang mga binigay na data? Kompleto ba? We have to identify the problem and what premises are needed to apply. Second, analyze the information. What information is relevant? Ano ba ang dapat gawin? Ano ba ang data na kulang? Third, form a conclusion. What can you conclude from the information given? Sa math problem pa, what should we do? para ma-solve ang problem. Fourth and fifth, we have support your conclusion and defend your conclusion. How do we support our conclusion or our answer? Show your solution. Ipakita kung paano na-solve ang math problem. And lastly, defend your conclusion. Paano natin madedefend? We have to check the answer and we also have to recheck. Now, it's your time to shine. Classmates, I want to test you with these examples. Number 1. What color is needed to complete the pattern below? You can pause the video, so take your time. Let's now have the 5 steps in logical reasoning. The first one, collect information about the problem. So, as you can see in the picture, starting from the lower left, the color started with blue, followed by dark yellow, then light yellow, and then green. Next one, color blue. Here comes the second step. Analyze the information. So makikita natin na bumalik yung color blue, bumalik ang dark yellow, then the light yellow, green, at yung missing color to complete the pattern, and then blue. Here comes the third step. Form a conclusion. Students can use a combination of looking for patterns and their logical reasoning to solve the problem. Green is needed to complete the pattern. Last step, support and defend your answer. The color have pattern as seen in the picture. Blue, dark yellow, light yellow, green, blue. Dark yellow, light yellow, green, and blue. Example number 2. When Starla turns 9, her height is 1.2 meters. Her height increases by 0.06 meter a year during the next 5 years. What will Starla's height be when she turns 14? The correct answer is 1.5 meters. Let x be Starla's age. So, x equals 1.2 meters plus 5 years times 0.06 meter per year. We have 1.2 meters plus 0.3 meters. So 1.2 plus 1.3 meters, we have 1.5 meters. This supports the answer 1.5 meters. Example number 3. A man has a drawer with only black and blue socks in it. He wants to be certain he has a matching pair of socks, but it is dark in the room and he can't tell the socks apart. How many socks must he pull from the drawer to be sure he has a matching pair? You can pause the video, so take your time. A logical approach would be to assume the worst case scenario. That is, that he pulls out one black sock and one blue sock on his first 2 pulls. The third sock must guarantee that he has a matching pair. Therefore, the answer is he must draw 3 socks from the drawer to have a matching pair of socks. Example number 4. Cardo's homework was writing large numbers that would be divisible by 3. He spilled some ink over the last digit in his number, 123,547,295,420 blank. What is the missing digit in Cardo's number if it is divisible by 3? You can pause the video, so take your time. We shall use the rule for divisibility by 3 and some logical reasoning. A number is divisible by 3 if the sum of its digit is a multiple of 3. Thus, 327 is divisible by 3 because 3 plus 2 plus 7 equals 12, which is divisible by 3. If we add 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4 plus 7 plus 2 plus 9 plus 5 plus 4 plus 2, we get 44. Thus, the missing digit cannot be 0 because 44 cannot be divided by 3. What can it be? It could be 1 because the sum of the digits would be 45. Or it could be 4. The sum would be 48. Or also, it could be 7. The sum would be 51. Thus, there is more than one possible correct answer. The missing digit that was covered by ink could be 1, 4, or 7. Example number 5. Mrs. Ross has 3 children, Lois, Myra, and Howard. The sum of their ages is 34. Lois is the oldest. Myra is not the youngest. Howard is 8 years younger than the oldest, who is 16 years old. How old are the 3 children? You can pause this video, so take your time. We use logical reasoning. The problem tells us that Lois is the oldest and that he is 16. Myra is not the youngest, which means Howard is the youngest. This makes Howard 8 years old, 8 years younger than Lois. The middle child is Myra, because the sum of the ages of the 3 children is 34. We add 16 plus 8 equals 24. This leaves 10 years for Myra. So, the answer would be Louis is 16 years old, Myra is 10, and Howard is 8 years old. Learn something new. Learning anything new is good for your brain. According to study, practicing new things or skills improve performance on a number of tasks. Next one, exercise. Exercise sharpens memory and thinking. The same endorphins that make you feel better also help you concentrate and feel mentally sharp for tasks at hand. Exercise also stimulates the growth of new brain cells and helps prevent age-related decline. Spend time on creative hobbies. Well, we all know that learning almost anything is good for your brain. It can help form new neural connections, grow new brain cells, even slow down cognitive decline in old age. And with most creative hobbies, the deeper you get, the more there is to learn. We also have good sleep. For best night's sleep, strive to eat nutritious food. Food for the body, food for the brain. Social interaction. The more we connect to the world, the more our brain functions. Findings on one study demonstrated that frequently exchanged questions, answers, agreements, and disagreements help to gradually enhance critical thinking disposition in students and to reduce self-centeredness among students. They not only improve reasoning out, but also improve social interactions. Brain training to challenge logic reasoning skills. Logic exercises boost your reasoning skills. Logic games are aimed at training your reasoning skills and your concentration. So as a conclusion, logical reasoning is following a series of steps based on a given statement to come to a conclusion when, for example, problem solving. A well-developed mind might help you to make important decisions, solve problems, come up with new ideas, and many more. Depending on the problem to solve, you use inductive, deductive, or abductive reasoning to form a solution to the problem. Logical reasoning, as a form of problem solving, could be improved by both taking care of your general cognitive abilities as well as training it by challenging your mind in different ways. Because there are so many situations in which you use logical thinking and problem solving, it isn't a cognitive skill you can train specifically. Luckily, there are many methods that might help you to improve your logical thinking skills. These include methods to keep your general cognitive abilities healthy, as well as methods to train your logical thinking skills.